What's up, guys? We are live for the breaker, and today we have 5 of these Forged Unity packs. Well, actually, it looks like 4 here. There's one more, and 5. There we go. So we have 5 of these, and we've got 2 of these Silent Sands as well. So we were supposed to do this at 9 o'clock and something popped up, so had to push it back an hour, and so I'm going to add in some Silent Sands as well. Edwyn is the winner of this, and I don't remember where you're from, Edwyn, or if that's how to pronounce your name. I know I talked to him earlier. He said that he wasn't going to be able to make the live, but he'll see the YouTube video. So he does want some kind of ultra from this, and he wants to keep these packs, so I'm going to try to do my best to not tear them up too bad. But yeah, hopefully we can get some ultra from this. There's quite a few great ultras from this, but I think the one that a majority of people want is the obviously the KO and the Maxor, which are running for ridiculous amounts. I think I've seen upwards of like $200 for each of those. So I imagine if we pulled one of those, that'd probably be on his list. If not, maybe a Tangatoborn General is usually a good super that a lot of people want. I think I've had a few on the channel that have wanted that, and we've been able to provide it to them. So hopefully we can do that today. This is probably one of my favorites. I mean, obviously I like the Maxor and the KOR and Tangatoborn, but this one just seems a lot more easy to get than the Alliance Unraveled. I think Alliance Unraveled is definitely probably my favorite, but it's so hard to get those packs, and they're extremely expensive. Back when I was legitimately considering getting some of those packs, they were like $20 a pack. Now, I imagine they're a lot more, so it doesn't really make sense to get any of those anytime soon. I know Rudd had a video where he got some third-party packs, similar to the one that we had recently, in which they had, I think it was like 4 packs in there from different sets. And one of the packs within there was Alliance Unraveled. So I'm not sure where he got those from, but I'll see if I can find them and possibly do one, and maybe even do a breaker with one. Alright, so in this series, the third card of the rares is where typically a super or an ultra is, and I see some shining, so I'm thinking we're going to get at least a super. And we got Gigant Trooper, which, if you've seen the shows, is in there quite a few episodes. It's a pretty cool card. It's a decent card. It provides you with really good boost in your stats, but so it says, at the beginning of combat, equipped creature loses all abilities and sets its courage, power, wisdom, speed, and energy to 70. So I guess that really works for like stat checks, because typically stat checks are like 50. So if you have a lot of cards like that, 70 in my opinion is not probably high enough to win a lot of challenges. I mean, you could for specific disciplines, but it doesn't seem like it's worth losing all your abilities unless your cards didn't have any abilities to start with. So I guess I just can't see myself using that in one of my decks. I also typically try to favor a specific stat, not all of them. So that would be extremely helpful, because it says basically if you have a stat that's high, like let's say I have speed that's like 120 or something like that, it reduces it down to 70, so that doesn't really make sense. This guy's in the videos quite a bit. I think he's brainwashed in this one, but I think he's a bad guy in the videos too. Vidav's voice. Inner Think, that one's a pretty common card in this one. Jor is a pretty common one as well. And doesn't look like we got a super on this one, which is alright. A super on the last one, so we still have 2 more packs. So at least, hopefully we can get another super. If not, maybe an ultra. Ultra would be really nice. And I think there's also quite a few Muges in this one. I can never remember if like Lore's in this one or if he's in a different set. And I can't remember which Muge is in which one. I think so. Starting with like Rise of the Oligarchy, they started revamping some of the Muges and all the different tribes, and I can never remember which one is in which set. But one of those would be really nice. So it doesn't look like we're getting a super on this one either. But you gotta love a lot of the artwork that Chaotic has. Everything's just so unique, and I think a lot of it's because, and I'm not sure, I know in the original series they had different artists drawing a lot of the stuff, so they had like the artist's name would be on the image. I don't see it in this set. Oh yeah, it's on the side. And I think that really played into the uniqueness of each of the graphics, is that it wasn't just, you know, a set of artists that were doing it. It was a different person that was doing each card. So, and they obviously, you know, they had their name on it, so they put a little bit more effort into the product, which I think is smart. You know, you don't. If your name's on something, you're probably not going to do a bad job. So, Bodil's Dagger, which is also a useful card in battles. Fire Ring. Oh, and we got a super. I thought it was Lore for a second, but it is Elna, who's also a really good. He's a really good Danian. That's actually, I think, a little bit lower on the health, but he's typically up to 70 on health, which is really good. I mean, that's at like, you know, Ursus and Chromax level in health. And then also comes with, looks like 1 Mugic counter, really high courage, pretty mediocre stats outside of that. And while he's in your discard pile at the beginning of combat, activate Hive. So I've liked him. I have him. Look, there's a Lake Morn, which is always cool to see. This is the I guess that's an uncommon version. There's I can't remember if it's a super rare or a rare version. I think it's a super rare version. That's a little bit cooler. But Lake Morn is heavy in the Marillion Invasions part of the series. And that's it for the Forged Unity. Now we're going to open up some of these Silent Sands. Silent Sands, obviously not. I think that's probably a lot of people's least favorite set. My least favorite is the whatever it is, Zenith of the Hive. I really don't like Zenith of the Hive. I think the drop rates in Zenith of the Hive are better than Silent Sands. I've opened a lot of Silent Sands packs, and I've gone through a lot of these like booster boxes, the full ones that are like 10, and I've not gotten a single ultra from them sometimes. So I don't know why, but I think that the drop rates are a little bit lower for the Silent Sand. But I do like the War Beasts. Alright, so it's in the front this time. So our first one is Zelf. And maybe we can turn around the luck today and get a super in one of these for an ultra. Some Mugic. and the rest of these are just going to be our common cards. So 2 in the front. I will remember that this next one. So this is a nice conjurer. I've used him before. He's not probably the best conjurer that you can use. There's some other ones. The ones that I like the most are the ones that stack the reckless, what is it called? Reduction based off of their music counter. So if you gain more music, I think it's typically like 10 less damage per music counter. And if you can gain a bunch of music counters, then you obviously reduce your recklessness to 0. Alright, here's the last one. Let's see if we can pull an ultra within this. So far my luck is not panning out. We seem to be at a rate of about 2 supers per 5 packs, which is about standard. But like I said, with these packs that you buy individually, not coming from a box, it's hard to tell if like somebody's already pulled the ultra from that box and now these are just kind of the remaining ones, and your chances of getting an ultra are a lot lower. So I don't know that there's really any way around that aside from buying the sealed boxes, which are currently not available. And the ones that are extremely overpriced. Alright, so we did get a super. We got Blaze Barrage, which does about 10 damage. If you have Fire or Air, draw an attack card and then discard the attack card. And then the Reckless Reproach, which is a pretty common card in this. There's a lot of Reckless themed attacks within this, obviously, because of the War Beast and centered around that. I remember when those used to be so cool. Back when the show was around and stuff, you saw this the show that had the introduction of Splazbatan, and then you just wanted them so bad, and then quickly realized that they don't actually do real well in battle. So at least they've never done anything great for me. So any crazy pulls? I would say the Gigant Trooper was a pretty good pull. I haven't pulled him a whole lot. It's a weird phrase to say, but he's like one of the more rare supers. There's the same with like some of the ultras as well, like Bodil's Arsenal. I've gotten that one so many times. It's like a less rare super, I guess, or ultra. So let me see if I can pull it. We got Elna and we got Gigant Trooper. And what else did we get? So we got a few. We got 3 supers. Unfortunately, we did not get an ultra. But yeah, I think I really like Gigant Trooper, even though I probably would never use it in the battle. It just doesn't seem like it fits my style. It's still pretty cool. It was one of the battle gears that it was used quite often in the show, and then there's Elna, which is a really cool Danian. He's got really high health. He's got music counter, got rock, and has pretty decent courage. But yeah, unfortunately, we did not pull a ultra this time. But we will be back for more. I think we're probably going to do some more Silent Sand boosters for our breakers until I can acquire some more packs. They're just a little bit high right now. I'm going to see if I can bid around and see if I can get a more decent price on some of them. Or wait until Sablo, or I think it's Sablo, Collections has some more packs, because he's usually pretty decent price. I usually try to hit, if I can get a pack for less than $7, like if I can get a set of them for less than $7 a piece, I would say that's a win. Any higher than that is kind of pushing it, in my opinion, but that's kind of how it is right now until they relaunch the game. So thanks again for watching. Thanks to Edwyn for purchasing this, and we'll be back for more openings here soon. Thanks, guys.